is bigger than Robert Newhouse's thighs. Doug Stewart.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show, the lightest, the most interactive, the most fun sports talk show in America. Yes. And this is a Throwback Thursday, and we really appreciate the love. Continue to tell people about the show. You can listen to the show on Spreaker.com, as well as my own website, thedugstewartshow.com. And both formats have their own app. So it's real easy to listen to the show. Pass the word. We're doing big things around here. If you're a business owner and you'd like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Email us at doug@thedugstewartshow.com, and let's do some business. Okay? 404-382-0338. That's the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. All right, so we're having a lot of fun around here talking about things that you wish would come back and things that you'd like to see go away, kind of in honor of the Kansas City Royals. They make it back to the World Series this year. But this is a Throwback Thursday, and what we do on Throwback Thursday is we talk to the legends of the game. And right now, joining me on the Doug Stewart Show is legendary running back from Southern Cal, Sam Cunningham. Mr. Cunningham, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So Sam Cunningham, legendary running back for the Southern California Trojans and running back for the New England Patriots. What have you been up to over the last couple of years? What are you doing every day?
I do a lot of mentoring and of just high school kids, any age kids, but mostly high school kids, girls and boys, and help raising my granddaughter a little bit, and just kind of just staying out of trouble and watching the Trojans and the Patriots do whatever they do. And I got 2 nephews in college and watching them.
Yeah, one of your nephews, obviously of note, Randall Cunningham Jr., he's actually going to your alma mater to run track. Are you living in the West Coast, or where are you living these days?
Yeah, I'm on the West Coast, so he's like maybe 10, 15 minutes from me, so I just text him and holler and see how he's doing, and, he seems to be settling in pretty good, and hopefully, things will work out for him.
And we're talking to Sam Cunningham, running back, a great running back for Southern Cal, as well as the New England Patriots on the Doug Stewart Show. What was it like growing up in the house with Randall Cunningham? You guys obviously 2 fantastic, well-known athletes. How much older are you than Randall, and what was it like growing up in your house?
I'm 12 years older than Randall, and there's 2 boys in between he and I.
Uh-huh.
So it was like real competitive, kind of, we ate a lot, we fought a lot, but, it was fun. It was fun. We grew up in Santa Barbara, and Santa Barbara has a rich athletic history in the high school that we went to, Santa Barbara High. So, we were always involved in athletics and outdoors, and our mom and dad always kept us aware of doing community things and stuff. So, it was cool. Randall was a baby. He got his way all the time. Nobody could touch him. And, he was far enough away from me, from what I did, that, what I did didn't really affect him. That the brother right under me, he had a few problems because everybody wanted him to be like me, but our personalities were very, very different. So it was fun.
Yeah, I kind of saw it. I have a younger brother as well, my brother Ryan, and you could kind of see that he was going to be a real good athlete. Like, could you see in Randall Cunningham at a young age of 12 years older that he was going to be one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL?
Not when he was real young. No, probably I didn't actually see anything that his potential until he got to like high school. When he was younger, he just ran around and was like helter-skelter all the time. But when he got into high school and I was able to kind of come back and work with him and mentor him and, not do a whole lot. I just kind of talked to him and had him throw me a lot of passes, because I needed to catch passes, so I had him throw me a lot of passes. And I saw that he had the potential to be a very, very good athlete, a very, very good quarterback, because that's all he ever played. He never played any other position. So
right.
I just kind of, rooted for him and just talked to him about being that and being a leader, and eventually in college it kind of blossomed, and from that point on he was on his way.
Talking to Sam Cunningham on the Doug Stewart Show. Obviously, everybody remembers you from the big game that you had against Alabama back in 1970. You scored 4 touchdowns. How often do people bring up that game and the significance of it? I would think that that's probably brought up more to you than even, some of the things that you did later in your career in the NFL.
Oh, way more, because it affected a lot more people, and in the beginning it was brought up more by a lot of blacks that used to live in Alabama and that, could never go to those schools and could never play for the University of Alabama or any school down in that area. And I would meet them out here because they had moved to California. And once they figured out that I played in that game and I was the guy, then I started seeing the effect of that one night and what it had on people, not just the athletes, but the people who were born and raised in that area and grew up, and for them it was kind of a triumph that evening that we came down there and played a really, really great game and kind of changed that college football so that it became more equal for everybody.
Talking to Sam Cunningham right now on the Doug Stewart Show, running back for the University of Southern California, the team that beat Alabama back in 1970, 42-21. He had 4 touchdowns. Here's a quote from Jerry.
I only had 2, Doug.
You only had 2. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Jerry Claiborne. I'm giving you more credit than even you got, huh? So Jerry Claiborne, a former Bryant assistant, said Sam Cunningham did more to integrate Alabama in 60 minutes than Martin Luther King did in 20 years. I mean, wow, that's incredible. When you guys, before you got on the plane to go to Alabama and play these guys in the game, was it on your mind that the SEC wasn't integrated and that you kind of wanted to prove a point and that you really wanted to have your best performance because of that social issue?
Well, I'd like to say yes for me, but it wasn't, because it was my very first college football game, varsity game, and my very first road trip. So I was kind of more preoccupied with that than the civil rights aspect of it and the things of that nature. It wasn't odd for me as a player to play against a team that was all white or that didn't have any minorities on it. So that didn't bother me, because I usually played against a team in another uniform, not necessarily the people on the team. Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 individuals that were great players, and we kind of rolled that way. But basically, I was more concerned with if I got a chance to play, because I didn't start. If I got a chance to play, not making any mistakes and playing well so that I could get a chance to play the following Saturday. So for me, it was very, very simple. But for other guys on our team, other black athletes, black football players on our team who grew up in Texas and, who may have grew up in the South, they were more concerned about things that could happen, things that could go wrong. And so for them, it was probably a little more complicated to them than it was to me. So,
what's your relationship with the New England Patriots? That's the only team you played for in the league. 9 years. You grew up on the West Coast. New England is like the furthest place possible from where you grew up and where you live. Any relation, any contact with the organization at all?
Oh yeah. We're in contact. We have an alumni association that reaches out and I don't get back there very often, but I always, when they come out this way, I always go to the games and kind of hang out. And the fans that come and watch those games, I hang out with them and have a good time, and the owner, Mr. Kraft is a good guy. He of course he's concerned with the current Patriots, but he's also believes in allowing the older Patriots and the ones that kind of help build a foundation. He gives us a lot of credit too. So, and then I stay in contact with the guys I play with more so than anything.
Always. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So yeah, I do stay in contact, and the relationship is good.
Always intriguing to me to talk to people that grew up in like sunny Florida or sunny California to playing their careers in a city like New England. How was that for a kid from Southern California to play in New England for his entire career under all that snow and crap?
Well, the first year, I played in like 2 blizzards. So I really kind of just stood around and watched the snowfall. I didn't play very well. I watched OJ get 219 yards in one of them.
Wow.
That was the year that he went for 2,003, broke the rushing record. So, because we played against Buffalo twice a year. I had to kind of rewire my mind in order to look at the bad weather as a home field advantage more so than something that I couldn't wrap my mind around. So I eventually did that, and the next year I played better, and the year after that I played better when the weather became real bad. But it was different because the weather is different and the people are different, and I had no relatives, but I met a lot of great people there, and they made it easy for me to make whatever adjustments I needed to make and be a part of that whole situation. So it's tough for a young guy to come out of college and go 3,000 miles away from wherever he grew up and make whatever adjustments. Now, they have enough money to do all that, but back then, it was kind of like, here you are, we're going to drop you off the helicopter, and here you do what you need to do and handle it, and it was a little bit tough, but we made it though. We survived.
Right. And apologize for the mix-up. You actually scored 4 touchdowns in the national championship game in '73 in the Rose Bowl, and actually that record still stands till this day. So yeah, fantastic career. And Sam Cunningham, thank you very much for coming on to the Doug Stewart Show, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Doug, always appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right.
There he is, Sam Cunningham right there on the Doug Stewart Show. Yes. So dude was a baller. And like I said to him, it always intrigues me to watch these kids from Miami, from South Florida or whatever, or kids that come from California and have to play in Buffalo or New England, like Sammy Watkins. I think Sammy Watkins is from I don't think he's from Miami. I think he's from like Jacksonville, Florida, but yeah, that can't be nice, going playing for the Buffalo Bills if you're a kid like that. All right, yeah, good stuff. 4 touchdowns in the national championship game, the Rose Bowl in 1973, 2 touchdowns against Bear Bryant in 1970 as a freshman. That's what we talked about with him. Great throwback guest, and that's what we do every single Thursday on Throwback Thursday. Is we talk to legends of the game. All right, up next on the Doug Stewart Show, more of your phone calls, more of your chat on Spreaker, as well as we'll talk a little bit of Georgia football. We'll touch upon it. Falcons, the Bulldogs, and the Yellow Jackets, and anything else you want to talk about. There's also Thursday night football tonight. We can hit anything you want. Yes, sports talk. Yes, with a bullet, sports talk. The Doug Stewart Show. I'm always saying get with the times. Stop acting like you at your mama house, calling that girl you met at summer camp 2 states away, and your mama screaming out,
I know you better not be talking long distance running up my bill with that little hussy girl.
Well, get with the times with your long-distance charges. Presenting Univon. Univon offers unlimited worldwide calling to 60-plus countries for $14.99 a month. No contract, no activation fee, and no cancellation fee. Users can call anytime using their mobile phone or home IP phone. So stop flushing money down the drain. Get more details by clicking Univon's link banner on thedougstewartshow.com or the link on the dougstewartshow.com app. Try out Univon and call your peoples like you not at your mama house. All right, I know the deal. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right, billions with a B. Well, just do it, and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one source, a Facebook shopping application, a mobile optimized website, and much more.